My name is Chelsea Nicole Lopez, and I am one of the interns for Moosehorn National Wildlife Refuge for the summer of 2011. Moosehorn is located in Bering Plantation, Maine, which is right outside of Calais, right about here. When I first arrived, we jumped right into wildlife surveys, starting with misnetting and trapping American woodcock. To misnet for woodcock, we went out at dusk and set up nets that were so finely meshed that the birds couldn't see them. Then we checked them periodically to see what we caught. We took measurements and put a leg band on each woodcock we captured, and we put a transmitter on all adult female woodcock to track them as part of an ongoing study. We also set up some traps and checked them every morning. Whenever a woodcock was caught in the traps, we would take the same measurements, then band and release them. A few weeks into my summer, we started waterfowl brood surveys. This was probably the most challenging experience of my entire summer. I have always been terrified of heights. The thought of sitting 15 or more feet up in a wobbly tree stand had me absolutely petrified with fear. With a little encouragement from my coworkers and a lot of self-assurance, I was able to not only climb into the stand, but sit there for 2 hours and record the activities of the waterfowl in the area. The feeling of accomplishment that accompanied the conquering of my fear of heights is indescribable. I'm still not completely at home off the ground, and I may never be comfortable with heights, but I feel like it's made me a better person to be faced with challenges and overcome them. Brood surveys were probably my favorite part of this entire summer. There's nothing quite like watching waterfowl broods swim through the amazing sunrise reflected in the marsh. It's moments like this that make me wish I could please frame time. We conducted loon surveys to determine the nest success of loon pairs in the area. We went out with the forester to help with forest inventory. We got to check Virginia rail nests, and we broke up beaver dams to help manage impoundments throughout the refuge. I am constantly reminded of how intricately built their dams are and how hard they work to maintain them. In July, we got to participate in a goose roundup where we used canoes and kayaks to herd the geese into a pen. From there, we took each goose out individually and banded them, then determined the sex and age of each bird and recorded it. We were even lucky enough to have the privilege of accompanying the Youth Conservation Corps in a whale watching trip out of Eastport, Maine. It was awesome to see more of the coastal wildlife of Maine. I consider myself extremely lucky to be an intern for U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and in particular, Moosehorn National Wildlife Refuge. I have learned so much about wildlife management and the delicate balance of nature. I have seen some astounding sights this summer and been to some of the most beautiful places of my entire life. I have also been blessed with a supportive, encouraging, and a helpful group of coworkers. Thanks to everyone at Moosehorn for making this summer a success and the best summer of my life.